Welcome back, everybody. We are back, in fact, for another podcast. We got 4 topics for you this week, as one just hit before we started, because that's how we do things. Throw what sticks, and we'll see. And luckily, we got a full show with 2 bonus members topics. We'll be covering Punisher details about the upcoming special and the new MCU slate reshuffle and what it means, and some of the projects that have been sort of leaked and or are getting confirmed this summer. But before we get to those, we of course got this main show, Ghost Rider, Superman spoilers, Spider-Man 4, and major delays for Marvel Studios. But before we get there, we got to introduce ourselves. So I will make this different this time because we're joined by Mitch.
Oh, wow, that is different. Hi. You can follow me on the Linktree stuff on there. Pro and Noob is finishing Cowboy Bebop on the Monday after this comes out. The Wednesday, my Claire Obscure review is out, and then the Monday after that. So a week on Monday, well, next Monday is going to be a Claire Obscure spoiler cast that me and Ricardo did last night.
Oh. Okay. I think I can sum up Ricardo's entire review, but I don't want to come off as like I am Ricardo, just using AI, so I'm not gonna. But I know exactly what he said, so that's how it works.
He's wrong a lot of the time, in fairness, as well.
I mean, the man is a Dwayne Johnson fan. Of course, he's wrong many times.
It's true.
Of course, he's wrong. But you guys can check that out from Mitch. Of course, it'll pop up, and then we are also joined by Tristan.
Same. Trees. I don't really have any videos available right now. Still working on stuff. Just trying to get things moving along. But I do know that for other people who still are in spring, I envy you because it's been like 100 plus for the past couple of days. So
I have a question for you, Tristan.
Yeah.
Have you updated NVIDIA in the last day or so?
Yes.
You might need to change your microphone in StreamYard.
It does sound a little higher. Yeah.
That sounded like a webcam microphone to me.
It did sound a little different.
Yeah.
We'll check.
Because StreamYard loves to do that. You update a driver and it goes,
I have to check it every time, and he updates every time. That's how it works. Oh, that's how it works.
Let me see. I think this worked, I think.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, it did. Yes. Don't know why it does that all the time.
StreamYard loves to do it.
They love to do it.
I did. I think it was yesterday afternoon, I think, because some things were like messing up and it told me to update. So,
oh, there you go. There you go.
So every time I update Windows, it puts my microphone down to like 45 for the game.
Yep.
And I'm like, no one can hear this.
Always have to up mine to 90. That's where it's got to sit. It's ridiculous. That's how it goes. So you guys make sure you check out Tristan as well, all his stuff. Tristan, what do you got to mention? You working on anything?
Nothing right now. Still working on a lot of things. Like for that pack, we have like 3 videos that are like 20 plus minutes.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Yep.
They'll be coming soon. It's just plugging along. So.
Sweet. And of course, you guys can find me wherever the stuff is over here, or whenever stuff pops up, whenever YouTube pushes things. I don't know how this works. Nobody knows the magic behind YouTube, but you can find me at places, and that's about it. Thinking of doing an in-depth dive into a video game, but I gotta find a good one, like one that's clicking with me. And I recently started replaying a couple older games. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is aged as good as I expected or not. You know, it's one of those scenarios where you're like, I remember loving this game like a decade ago when it came out, but now you play, you're like, was I wrong? The
nostalgia chemical in your brain's losing the fight. And it's like, this isn't actually anywhere like I remember it being.
Yeah. One of those games is, I'm not replaying it right now, but I went back to it like a couple months ago, and that's BioShock Infinite. Your first run through that game is incredible, but then you wait a decade and try to do it again. and you see every problem.
Well, luckily, I think there's some rumors going about that. This is where the BioShock franchise is coming back soon.
Yeah,
So
soon. Rumors are it's been almost complete, and they might drop it this November or December, which is why they're giving that GTA and Borderlands window in there with nothing, because it is Take-Two. So maybe let's hope.
I mean, Borderlands ain't a threat, so let's be honest here.
No, especially Uncle Randy being like, "You're gonna find a way to make more money."
Real fans will buy the game. It's like,
how did that work out for Sony with the PS3, Randy? But speaking of real fans, I guess we are gonna jump into just our first topic, everybody. So let's get into it. So let's talk about Ghost Rider. So coming at us from Jeff Snyder right before we report this, and this was something that I saw online in like the last 24, 36 hours. Apparently there's going to be some news related to a new character in Avengers Doomsday. I guess this is it, unless there's something else. According to him, there's a casting call out there, and the Russo brothers are looking for Marvel Studios' Ghost Rider. Now, this is not to be confused with Nick Cage returning as Ghost Rider. He will be Ghost Rider when they do it, but this would be like the Ghost Rider that we're going to have perpetually moving forward. Okay. Before I take a dump on Ghost Rider, I need to know which one it is. Because
is it the one good one?
Alejandra? No.
No.
Then it's not. Okay.
The clue is the one good one has 4 wheels. That's
okay. That is true. Look, if they were smart, you would bring back Gabriel Luna as Ghost Rider.
I wouldn't mind Gabriel Luna back as like an older Robbie, but I kind of want them to do actual, have Robbie the same age like Kamala and everyone.
Yeah.
So the mid-20s Avengers. You can't call them young anymore.
Well, okay. That's true, because if Luna was to return, he'd be like Grandpa Rider at this point, because if you've seen him in The Last of Us, he plays Tommy, Joel's brother. He's definitely aged since that show and put on weight too. Like, he doesn't look the same anymore, so
the man is 42 years old.
Man, he's looking older, but okay, I'll give that to The Last of Us as well, making everybody look older. So Tristan, you got to pick which Ghost Rider are you bringing in.
It'd be Robbie. That's the one I want to usually go to, because he's pretty interesting. Because like I haven't like resonated or even looked at with some of the other ones, especially some of the earlier 90s to early 2000s versions, like I'm blanking on his name, the one Ghost Rider that came after
Danny.
Danny
Ketch.
Was Danny? Oh, he's probably Blaze Bus, isn't it? Danny Ketch.
Danny Ketch, the one where they try to make him more extreme, where they gave the bike that 90s edge feel, where the whole entire bike had like a cross guard and it looked like a skull. I never got the the fascination some people have, saying he was a good character, and then when I look it up, I'm like,
it's the 90s nostalgia brain rot. That's what it is to me.
He's Johnny Blaze but blue.
Technically,
yeah,
and like his spirit's a little bit differently and all other stuff, because that's all I see some of the comics. And Alejandra, I haven't like read enough of her to actually like understand.
That's fine. You haven't got it.
There's like 6 issues. Ain't much to read.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. To me, it's kind of looking at the whole Ghost Rider scenario. It's like if you bring back if you do Reyes, right? Like let's say they're gonna do that. They give him the car and everything, and Robbie's here. This time we got to not do what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did, which is they directly connected him to Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, and he passed him his power, because his powers don't come from the same source. Like, he's a different type of Ghost Rider. So if Marvel was to do Robbie this time, I want them to do it the right way and then still leave Johnny Blaze out there doing whatever, because there's different rider powers, So that's my hope. But again,
and also actually give him the mask. Don't give him the skull.
Yeah. Yep,
I know they want the skull because everyone only knows the skull for Ghost Rider. That's all the Ghost Rider has. But do the actual like bleach mask. It looks so much better.
Yeah, way cooler look than what they did in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which don't get me wrong, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was great with Ghost Rider, their peak season, but still some issues there with the portrayal of the character. So yeah, hoping it'll be interesting. Like Ghost Rider shows up for the first time, new character in Doomsday. They're just like, why though?
Kind of why I'm not buying it. No.
That is weird, yeah. Unless it's like the Russo brothers are casting him because they know something, or they're going to produce Ghost Rider or something, then maybe. Because yeah, I don't see how he fits into Doomsday at all. Yeah. I just don't see it. But
like Secret Wars, maybe. But
yeah,
Secret Wars, you can just shove anyone in there as a background character. But like, oh hey, look, there's a thing.
Just like Howard the Duck in Endgame. Like it doesn't matter. He just shows up. You're like, yeah, okay.
It's like here's Marvel for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. They're gonna do Spider-Man No Way Home, where just silhouettes pop up in the sky. There's gonna be one that's just an extreme skull with flames on it. It's like those skulls from the Doom games that just fly towards the screen. It's like, Ghost Rider coming to Disney Plus. Oh, okay.
This just sounds like Marvel's cooked. I'm sorry.
Oh, Mitch, they've been cooked since Endgame. Not a single good project.
True. It was true. Yeah.
Not a single good project.
That sucks. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Generational failure. Goddamn.
That's all they got left. It's failure. So, with that out of the way, let's jump on to our next topic. This is a pretty big one, as some major Superman spoilers have potentially been revealed by two insiders. Conflicting reports, though. So here's what we're doing. We're going to look at both of these. So a report just came out from one of those people that's been like recording and leaking set photos of Superman and Supergirl and everything. They said that in the Superman movie, the Hammer of Barovia, that character that's in the giant like armor fighting Superman, they said just 2 days ago that the person in that armor is Supergirl, who's been brainwashed by Lex Luthor.
That's interesting.
2 days before that, it was Daniel RPK that said that is in fact Ultraman in the suit. And 2 days before that, another insider was like, it's just an original character made for the film by James Gunn. So we got 3 conflicting reports on who's in that suit. Now, to me, watching that trailer, the Hammer does feature laser eyes, heat vision. Ultraman, as far as we know, doesn't have that in this continuity or whatever's happening. So it does lean more into Supergirl, but also Supergirl was leaked for the cast of the film when HBO transitioned to HBO Max or whatever. They put up the cast of the film, upcoming films you'll be able to watch on here, and Millie Alcock is just mentioned in the cast, so that's a spoiler. It's
we sure that's not just a slip up and it's gone from Supergirl to Superman?
Well, considering that they edited out her name after they uploaded that, once people took notice of it, I think it was a spoiler on their part. But again, there was that script leak that literally says she's in the last 5 minutes of the film. Like she shows up. Yeah, she's like, hey, Cal, I know you're trying to fix up the fortress that's been destroyed, but hey, I got my own adventure, so I want my stuff, so.
Tune in 6 months for my own movie.
Right, yeah. It's the nod off. So, Tristan, how would you feel about Supergirl or Ultraman or an original character?
Yeah. Because Ultraman is kind of like disappointing, even because he's like like a robot suit, right? Because he's supposed to have certain powers as Superman, so why would he use the suit?
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense. The Supergirl, kind of, but in a way, again, why would you use the suit when she has almost the same powers as Clark? even if she is brainwashed. So
could be the suits doing the brainwashing, keep
Yeah.
her in that state, sort of thing.
Yeah.
One of those deals.
it could, especially if they're using I want to say this runs of is maybe this probably using this runs of Power Girl, I think, if I remember correctly when I was reading it, because they changed it to where the onboard computer kind of like brainwashed her and made her live out her technically live out her life on her planet through VR, and it was like, you know, taking over, assuming the role of the parent and claiming that it was, and she has this like identity crisis about what is real and what it isn't.
I think they did something like that in the Supergirl TV series. Like she got infected. There was an alternate life she was living or something. Yeah. Huh.
If they do that, it's kind of interesting if they do put that plot point in there, because other than that, again, you'd just rather have her brainwashed using their own powers being up on Clark. If it's a brand new character, then go ahead, as long as, depending on what they want that character to do, I don't have a problem with it. If it's just the beginning of the movie and like he's just beating up the character after the first act, then I don't really care.
I feel like it's a little weird. It's like James Gunn joins universe, has every character at his disposal. Yeah, I want to invent my own character. It's like, but you could have used 50 other characters, James. Why? You know, I'm more leaning onto it is somebody. Ultraman, I don't see why he would need to put on a suit unless it's like, hey, Ultraman is the good guy, as Alexis framing the bad guy, Superman, and it's like, put on the suit to cause destruction and blame Superman. Okay, that works. You know, like, you can do that angle with it.
My thing with this is it's the exact same rumor about, is it Ulysses? Everyone who thought was Ultraman at the start.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
like it's the same rumor with that. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be that's Ultraman Ulysses or whoever it is, and that's gonna end up being Parasite, and they're the real villain in the movie. It's just like, this sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
like, it's just the same rumor.
It's just remixed for a new generation. And new generation, I mean, 8 months, because memory retention cycle is short.
It's been long enough now, people have forgotten it. But
I
think if it is Supergirl in there, it's kind of lame.
Same.
No. If it's someone else, cool, fine. But at the end of the day, it's all very Doomsday-ish. Like, here's this one guy who turns out to be that guy. Yeah, we can do this. And it's like,
and also that's another thing to unpack about the film. Then, like, so in the third act, we got to have Superman stops the hammer of Barovia, unmasks them. It's Kara, and then he's got to go still fight Lex and Ultraman, or with that. That's
it sounds weird.
You're adding a lot to what should be a rather easy film to follow, and especially with those people that are like. And this is actually kind of shocking to me. So my wife has a multiple Supergirl cosplay. Sometimes we do like events. They'll like invite us to like a children's event. Be Supergirl. She's like, okay, fine. You will not believe how many people call her either Superwoman or Spider-Woman.
Nice.
We're just like, all right.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go like Power Girl, but Spider-Woman is Superwoman.
As Power Girl, she's been called White Power Ranger more than anything.
Nice.
Yep. So
I'm glad you said the Ranger part there, because I heard White Power. And I
was Power Girl. She's White Power.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I'm in agreement. I think it's too much to toss Supergirl in this. If that's the case,
because to me it sounds like the whole thing jumbled up. It sounds like another one of those. If it came up to it, it sounds like, was it the Injustice animated movies that they did, where everything is so jumbled up, it didn't really make any sense.
There is no rumor that the movie's kind of like a mini,
like
a mini anthology series, but it all leads obviously to the thing at the end. So I can maybe see it working that way, but then I think you're underservicing everything.
20 minutes of it is like the Hammer of Barovia Supergirl plot, and then the next one is Lex Luthor infiltrates. That'd be interesting, like little mini chapters in comics.
But I think that's too much for the first movie.
Agreed. Yeah. Well, I suppose
Have
we're
to
gonna
wait and
know
see.
soon.
Mm.
But with that out of the way, let's just jump on to our next topic. So, Spider-Man 4, huh? So this past weekend was a major event in Las Vegas about upcoming films, distribution, and this is more of a trade show to secure deals, partnerships, merchandise. I know a number of people in different groups that I just kind of go around with that were there. Some were there for like what's happening with Hasbro, others for Mattel, others for just see what Disney's doing. So it's now been collaborated by multiple people. They did in fact show Boomerang, Tombstone, and the Scorpion for Spider-Man 4.
Finally.
That much has been confirmed. So it looks like
Scorpion cool. The other two,
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
the hammer could be cool, and boomerang. It depends on like.
I say if
what they-
Boomerang's his roommate, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's the angle I
Yeah.
was thinking about with like superior foes of Spider-Man and have that boomerang be that
So
that roommate type of guy.
yeah, like my guess is Boomerang is either his roommate and or the jobber villain at the beginning of the film, the one he takes care of in the first action sequence, first 15 minutes. Tombstone will directly reference that he's been hired by Wilson Fisk to go after Spider-Man since they can't show Fisk, but
I thought they could show Fisk because Sony has the rights.
only if Sony allows it.
Yes.
But D'Onofrio said they won't, so
Lame.
Tombstone can be like, I'm working for the big guy, the
Yeah.
kingpin and that. And then
I'm working for
You're-
the mayor.
All they had permission to was show his shadow on the wall.
Yeah.
There you go.
right, mention him being like,
It's just the painting in the background. He's like, I work for him. No.
yeah. I work for the guy who's currently going through a lot of stuff. And then you're jumping on
He got us through the night together. We survived
God.
the night.
They're gonna do the Netflix thing, so on those.
When he
Yeah.
was a boy, he got us
When
through the
he
night.
was a boy, he learned from
For
the city.
Scorpion, I wonder if they're actually gonna go with like the original where he's just a guy in like a powered up suit, depending on who
I
helps
hope
create
so.
him,
I
or if they're
hope
gonna or if they're gonna go with like I think it was the Miles, I think it was the Miles version of Scorpion, because there was a second Scorpion and he was just a gangster with like a wrecking
Yeah,
ball.
he had the wrecking ball
Yeah.
with the hook, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want, because it was Jameson originally, wasn't it? Didn't he?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really.
I kind of want him to be the one that gets Scorpion going.
I was gonna say, spoiler alert, Jameson is gonna go ultra Alex Jones right wing, and he's gonna be like, I got the serum, who wants it? Gargan, here you go. And he's gonna become enhanced. He's gonna be like, we got a suit for you as well. It's the Scorpion suit because you're a leader of the Scorpion gang. Here you go. Like
He gives him the Oz Empic.
Yeah, it's like you can't take it off either.
I don't want that.
He's like, you joking that last part, right? Right? Yeah, sure.
Of course. Yeah. I think look, in regards to these villains, this is what makes me excited for this. The fact that these villains are not connected to the multiverse, which means we're getting hopefully a full-on street level film till maybe the ending, which will lead into the multiverse.
Guarantee you, because it's Tombstone, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee Tombstone's the multiversal kingpin. Guarantee it.
I mean,
Yeah, probably.
If he is, you could see other versions of like Boomerang and Scorpion and some other villains with
There'll be P&Gs in the cloud again.
Yeah, like even cameos in the cloud.
Maybe this time we can get gifts. Who knows?
Marvel does have a little bit more money and time with this one, I suppose.
They
So
do,
yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to with was it the new deal that they did with all the FX crew that wanted all that.
It's true, they're in-house
True.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
True. That is honestly
And he's
right.
lead time, so you can't do it in 3 months.
Yeah. And it's like looking at this lineup of villains, it just makes me hopeful we're really getting something completely different, and something a little bit more unique and what Marvel Studios wants. And it makes me think that now with the final topic we're going to talk about delays and stuff, I don't know why I'm feeling like they're going to release a Spider-Man film before Doomsday and then one after in between the two, and that's going to be a multiverse one. I feel like we could get a Brand New Day Part 1, Part 2.
Possibly.
Like all these production delays and what's going on, and especially Marvel, especially Sony on this point, like how they're lining things up. And I mean, I don't know, it just seems convenient.
I mean, if they do, like, it would you want it like leading into something of like something for like Mr. Negative to be a part of like the second part of the movie, or if there is a part 2 to Brand New Day, would you
just watch? Mr. Negative is going to be changed into he's like tapping into the negative version of himself in the multiverse, and that's how they're going to do it. He can pull out negative versions of characters through the multiverse, and he'll pull out like 2 evil Spider-Men who are Andrew and Toby.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting compared to what he does is just give people bad thoughts, and now they're
exactly
bad.
Like
that sounds like something for the game. I'll be honest. That sounds like a very video game.
Insomniac, Spider-Man 3, here we go.
I mean, because like when people ask about that, I always have to say it's kind of like him like erasing your thought process and letting all the negative thoughts come out, so that's why you're bad, even though it technically doesn't really make sense. So pulling out negative versions from the multiverse of you, that's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So does that mean you'll get a black Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire? Because isn't the negative side of Mr. Negative black?
More shadow. Yeah.
So when I say black, I meant obviously the shadow.
I was gonna say, so we're gonna see
black face,
because that's why I thought you were going. I was like, more shadowy.
Tom Holland Spider-Man on the news. J. Jonah Jameson, he's beating up minorities.
I told you he was a menace. He's black.
I told you he was a menace. He's racist.
God damn.
And that's something you would go for too.
That's going to be Ricardo's cameo from his apartment. Just Ricardo point out the window. Yo, he racist.
If they do that, can we call Maguire and Garfield Ben Reilly and Kane? Who's the other clone?
Yeah, Kane. Yeah.
No, those are the main two. There's also Spider's side, but
there's Ben Reilly. There's Kane. There's Spider side. I don't remember their names.
No, those are the only main two. But there's that Spider side, but it's more of the weird clone. Looks like Spider, like really badly action figure or figure. It has like a buff 90s dude. So it's just mostly Ben Reilly and those two primarily.
Yeah, the ones that people care about because they've gotten time. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm waiting for this movie to get delayed. Since yesterday when they announced Secret Wars and Doomsday, I'm like, this is getting pushed back.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's jump onto that. Let's jump onto our final topic. It's a good segue. Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars both delayed. So instead of May of 26, it's December of 26, and May of 27 is now December of 27. So, boy,
they ran from Star Wars. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
can't believe it.
The thing to me was the moment I saw that, it clicked with me why Disney did this, and it's the smartest move they could ever do. So, Disney has made it for the better part of the last decade. Every December, they release a film, and it's worked. The Star Wars film's huge. And then the Avatar film, huge. And then Monk tracking this year is going to be big. So it's like they're going to do Avatar this year. And then Doomsday, Secret Wars, the next Avatar. And they now open May, the first week of May, for May the 4th. Mando and Grogu going. And then the following year, Sean Levy's film. Like, I get what they're doing, and it's a smart move. But here's my issue. From Fantastic Four to a year and 7 months later, Marvel Studios has no films outside of Spider-Man. And that's co-shared profits, which means their profits will be down. How are they going to do this? they don't even have TV shows because they stopped production on all those. So just Daredevil's going to hold people over for 18 months. Like, oof.
That's where the animated stuff comes in as a clutch, if they even have any.
This is why you give Coogler $17 and have him pump out a Blade film.
No.
True story.
You think Blade's going to hold people over for 18 months? Nah.
Well, they could have made Armor Wars, but...
They'll probably, they can, but it won't be positive.
Yeah.
So. It's true. It's true, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't... So, I mean, I'm feeling good about these delays because, for one, the Russo brothers don't have to rush to put Doomsday out with post-production and shooting in 11 months. Like, that's
no different to Infinity War, though, right?
True, but after seeing what the Russo brothers have done on their own...
But now they're going back to how they were, so it's fine.
Yeah, so hopefully they're good. I don't know. Mitch, how are you feeling about these delays? What's your optics?
It's cool, I guess. Whatever. No, it's going to be weird having Avengers in December.
Yeah,
Christmas Avengers. I've been conditioned to have Avengers kick off the summer and then Star Wars in the winter. Now it's all flipped.
Like, a part of me also gets it. You drop it the week before Christmas, or in this case, they're like 8 days before Christmas, right? Each year. You own Christmas, you're going to own New Year, and you own all of January, which is why all those big December films sweep, because there's nothing in January. So people are like, screw, let's just go see the thing we love and comfort food. So I'm there with you. I'm confused.
You act like the Rock movies are comfort food, okay?
Who's going to go see that, you know? Like, Tristan, what's your take on this?
I'm like fine with it. It's just that like you shouldn't like had this in the plans when you're out doing this from the very beginning instead of like, we need more time on this on these projects right here, so let's delay it till December, because like I already know that in December it's usually like they have certain movies, but most of them don't do very well and just bomb because some people have time and it's like, don't go see it. This is, this is trash. But for an Avengers movie, you're going to get the people going there, depending on if it's, first week of December or the week of Christmas, you're going to get those record breaking December sales for movies. So it's like, that's not a surprise. If it is really good, then that's, like you said, it's going to go into, January, maybe even February, where it just dominates the box office because there's like really nothing else that can stop it.
I think a lot of it as well, because it's weird timing that you have the announcement that their in-house VFX team have signed that first contract.
Yeah.
Then this comes out. It's like, that I can kind of connect a dot there at least.
He's like, we need those 6 months. He's all,
okay. It's like, Kevin, you're going to ask us 2 months out to throw out half or quarter of the third act and add in this new character you just shot during reshoots, and you want us to seamlessly blend him in and still put the film out on time? Come on, bro. It's like, just delay the film, And for better or for worse, this gives them now more time to do everything. Like, Secret Wars now starts shooting midsummer. They got a good part of the rest of the year to get it done, and then for reshoots for both can still happen next summer with plenty of time to go. Like, everything about this move, in my opinion, is made out of actually caring and not trying to rush it out. Even though from their optics, I bet you the investors were fuming at this. Like,
probably, yeah.
If I was an investor and you're telling me May of every year, we got that big Avengers film. You're like, okay. And suddenly they're like, actually, May is now down to Star Wars, which is iffy with fans. And we're moving to an unknown December slot for Avengers. If I was an investor, I would panic. It's like, ooh, that's cutting it too close to the quarterlies and all that. It's a very, very weird release. But again, you got to trust Disney has reassured everybody, and
Disney stock is down 1.7%.
Makes sense. It's, But at the same side, though, think about that. Avengers Doomsday Secret Wars comes out. Hey, kids, you just saw that film and it's Christmas. Add every single Lego set and figure to your. Now it's like synergy. So.
One merchandise saving the day.
Okay, well, maybe you can only buy 1 or 2 toys for your kids because it's a little tough out there. And who wants to buy 8 or 18? That's not.
You don't need 30 Avengers. You can have 2. It's fine. It's fine.
Or just one Lego set because those things are expensive.
Yeah,
that's true. Can you imagine the Avengers Tower Lego set they do next? After Secret Wars?
My God.
It's going to be like 8 stories tall and $1,005. I'm telling you right now.
It's like my family pitched in to buy me like that giant Lego set from a couple years ago. That was like $600 or something. I still haven't put it together because where am I going to put it? It's like the size of a desk. I was like, guys, thanks for this bat cave, but what am I going to do with this?
That's what you do. You make it into a desk.
Oh, yeah.
Like how the people turn the Millennium Falcon into a coffee table. You do that.
That's a smart idea, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, time to turn this bat cave into a desk.
See, it's smart. It's big brain.
Oh, man. It's wild. So, I don't know. Looking at these optics, as much as bummed as I am, we're not going to be talking about what's happening in Secret Wars because we just saw Doomsday a year from now. At the same time, I'm more excited to see what Marvel is going to do next because they're going to have to put out another film now between Doomsday and Secret Wars since Spider-Man isn't there. It's either going to be another Spider-Man quick turnaround sequel or Doctor Strange 3's got to come out, right?
Another Spider-Man that close?
I'm telling you, part 1, part 2. I'm going to shoot them back to back.
Wow, that'd be crazy.
Look, I'm trying to wish it into an existence, okay?
I don't trust Sony with a 2-part Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I know it's Marvel, but I don't trust Sony.
And it probably get all the Spider-Man fans kind of mad too because they wanted.
They get mad when they
they want a street level trilogy, not part 1, part 2, and one other movie, which is probably just going to replace Peter at the end. Let him ride off into the sunset.
Wow, oh, this is what you want. There. You don't know what you want because you're Spider-Man fans and you're dumb.
That's true. Yeah.
I
think we can get Eternals 2 out in the middle.
I mean, I feel like Eternals 2, if it was to happen and bounce off of both of those, we could have a Captain Marvel effect. If they actually make it like integral to what's going on in both, you could honestly, but I think they would need like the optics on it would need to be a lot better than how they pushed the first one and the backlash to it.
There was no backlash, don't lie.
Oh, yes. No backlash. No backlash. I did just get my Gilgamesh Hot Toy, so that's cool.
Wow, they sold 1. Congratulations.
Well, Hot Toys was running a deal. It was like, hey, if you've bought anything in the last 45 days or whatever, these select Hot Toys are like 75% off or whatever. And Gilgamesh was there. I was like, oh, I'm a huge fan of that actor. And Gilgamesh was my favorite.
Did you get
movie,
the Athena one, though? Because you can't just have Gilgamesh.
So that is the next one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it because the offer still stands, and I'm just like, yeah, I do love Angelina Jolie. So
quick, before the tariffs come in, take advantage of the tariff sale.
Right, yeah, take advantage of this right now while they're cleaning house, man.
That's clearly what it is. Just like, hey, please buy our stuff because you're not going to be able to afford it ever again.
Now, okay, here you go. How about this one? What if Armor Wars comes out between the Avengers films, huh?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let me huff some copium over here.
That would mean paying Don Cheadle for anything, and they can't do that.
Yeah, they can't do that.
They're legally contracted. They can't do that.
World War Hulk? Huh? World War Hulk?
Please no.
What? You don't want it to make $300 at the box office, Mitch? Come on. No. All the Hulk fans going to show up in droves, all $300 worth of them.
No. So a few of them will show up, but then when it's not a Hulk smashy, they're going to say, don't go see it. So.
I mean, they got Hulk smashy, the Incredible Hulk. They didn't see it, and now they say it's a timeless masterpiece. So I don't know what's going on.
It is because, because currently I have Professor Hulk, and they don't want that one. They want the Savage one that they can't really communicate and just smash stuff. And then World War Hulk is like a kind of in the middle because he still talks and he thinks more a little bit. So I'm not so sure because people just want the senseless monster, even though he technically wasn't a senseless monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can't read. They just look at pictures.
Hmm.
That's the problem with comics.
Does happen.
Mhm.
So, I guess you guys know our thoughts, how we feel about this delay and everything.
Mhm.
So, let us know your thoughts. What do you think they're gonna
When's
do?
Vision Quest coming out, real quick?
Well, it's supposed to start shooting in the next 5 to 6 months. So maybe they could drop it for summer between the two. Yeah.
Unless it is like a Battle World thing, then can't do that. Hey, spoilers.
That's true. That's
What if
true.
the Scarlet Witch movie gets pumped out? Because that got
Honestly.
pulled up again in rumors the other day.
Yeah, it did.
So fair enough, it said 28, but it's not the end of it. You could always drag it forward. But...
I mean, we're supposed to, I guess, get reveals, which in our members topic we'll talk about this. So hopefully we see you guys there. But I guess for now we're just gonna wrap up this topic. So when we know more, when Marvel makes more statements and more news this summer, we'll come back and cover it all. So stay tuned. That has brought us to the end of the main podcast. Yeah, 4 topics. Look at that. We were able to get 4 this week instead of 3, which has been the norm these days. But we will be back. Some people will ask, why don't we talk about Spider Noir? Because that trailer was leaked and not finished footage. So that's why they took it down.
It was.
Also, it looked really bad.
That was not good footage. It was iffy at best. So
I didn't know how to feel like that. Like what are they trying to portray in this little teaser thingy? And I'm like,
yeah, that's why it was taken down. It did. Yeah. So we'll talk about that when we get the official footage and stuff. So nothing much there. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll hopefully see you next week in case it's a good week worth of news. So stay tuned and take care. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching and have a good one.